Coming to you, not live whatsoever, from Brylan and Lisa's channel, book haul. Really? You should.
I thought know what we were doing.
We're supposed to finish each other's sandwiches.
That's what I was gonna say.
Book haul!
Used book haul. We actually went to a local bookstore that sells used books. And if you hear that noise, River, our 7-month-old son, is scooting around and having fun playing with his blanket. So you might hear him making little squeals in the background. But we went to this used bookstore for the first time, spent like $25, right?
24 something.
Okay, and how many
Pardon
books
you.
did we get?
10 books!
For 24 something.
And Lisa picked out the most expensive one. Spoiler alert, it was $4. And just as a little incentive to stay and see what books we got, we paid $24 and some change for these books. And one of the books I got was worth $33 by itself at Barnes & Noble.
I picked out 3 books plus 1 book that we're both interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got like a buttload of books.
This is a family channel. Keep your cussing out of this channel.
Oh, and by the way, we'll link all these books on Amazon. So you can buy them new or used off Amazon if you're interested in any of them.
And honestly, some of these books, we have no idea what to expect from them.
Yeah.
We looked in some certain sections, like business books, political books, autobiographies, stuff like that. So we're not necessarily like promoting all these books yet until after we read them.
Yeah.
We just got them because they look like something that we would like to figure out what they're about.
They look interesting.
Yeah, so again, this isn't an endorsement for any of these. We haven't read them. First off the top of my list, this book was $2. And it's called The Type Z Guide to Success, A Lazy Person's Manifesto for Wealth and Fulfillment by Mark Allen, author of The Millionaire Course. Never heard of it. Never heard of this guy. I don't know what's in this book, but it just kind of stood out to me. Because I'm lazy. No, I don't know why it really stood out to me among all the other books. I think because I liked the size of it. It's a relatively thin book. And it just seems like something I could just kind of speed read through and see what it's about. It could be terrible. It could be really good. The reviews on Amazon were good. So I couldn't even really give you an overview because I didn't even read the back of it. I just got it.
That was like the last one you picked up, right? You kind of picked it up.
And we were in a hurry. We were in a hurry. River was getting tired, so I just picked this up and got it. We'll see what it's like.
My first book I'm going to share is called Lady Almina and the Real Downton Abbey. If there's any Downton Abbey fans out there, raise your hand. Woo, woo, woo. So I thought this was really interesting. Oh, and because the subtitle says The Lost Legacy of Highclere Castle. So, you know the castle that's in Downton Abbey, if you've watched Downton Abbey? Mm-hmm. This is like about the real lady and family that lived in that castle. So, kind of interested to see what it's all about.
And then on the back of this one, there's like this portrait of
the family.
It looks like the family with all the butlers.
Yeah, all the maids and butlers and everything.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was really interesting because I like Downton Abbey and I thought that castle's really cool.
Hold on a second. Yeah. We loved Downton Abbey. Yeah. We watched it. I think we watched almost 2 or 3 episodes every single night.
But I think history is really interesting, and I thought that castle was beautiful in the show, so I thought this would just be kind of an interesting read.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out is there's like pictures.
And it was only $2.
This next book is by Glen Beck. I know who Glen Beck is. I don't, but not like tremendously. I've never read any of his books, really. I've just seen him like on the news periodically. This book is called Common Sense, The Case Against Out-of-Control Government, inspired by Thomas Paine. The back says, if you believe it's time to put principles above parties, character above campaign, promises and common sense above all, then I ask you to read this book. So I'm interested to see what this is about because I love common sense.
My next book is The Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. This, we have a little squealer, as you can tell. That's like his new favorite noise to make, is to squeal and scream like that out of excitement. So this is a Christian classic, kind of up there with like C.S. Lewis books and everything. I personally have never read this book though. I've always wanted to, so I thought this was a really good price. It was only $4.
I've heard of John Bunyan, but I wouldn't have been able to tell you that it's a Christian book. Mm-hmm. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I don't think.
It's supposed to be really good, so I'm interested. Oh, and then it has, it has verse references on the side. I don't know if all the Pilgrim's Progresses have that or not, or if it's just this version. But I thought that was really cool too.
So next, again, I've heard of this guy, Mark Levin. I don't really follow him. However, I wouldn't mind getting to know more about him. But this book is called Liberty and Tyranny. And again, this book was $2, and it's just about liberty and tyranny in America, and basically fighting for what America stood for when it began, and keeping those same beliefs throughout the troubled times that we are currently in. Yeah, again, I didn't know anything really about this book. I saw it and thought it looked interesting, and I know, like I said, a little bit about Mark Levin, so I'm excited to read this. Oh, the little subtitle is A Conservative Manifesto. Okay.
I don't even know who Mark Levin is, but you know more about politics than I do. So.
Yeah.
This next book, Bry actually found, and we both want to read it. And it's by Charles Colson. It's called Born Again, which, if you know who Charles Colson is, he was actually caught up in the whole Watergate scandal.
He was a part of the Nixon administration.
Yeah, but then after that happened, he actually came to know Christ and became born again. So this is all about that, I guess. I don't even really know.
And it's fascinating if you know about Charles Colson. He was in the Nixon administration, and he was a key part in the Watergate scandal, and he went to prison for it, and he came out born again, believing in Jesus Christ. So, and then he went on to be very prolific in the evangelical world, and so again, it's about Charles Colson, and just, it says down here, a Hendrickson Classic Biography. So I'm not even really quite sure if this is like a biography, or if it just starts with, if it tells about his time in the White House, and then going to prison, and then coming out, and the ministry that he had coming out of prison, because he started a very well-to-do prison ministry, and
Which is really cool.
Yeah, where he would share the truth of God to those in prison, and it was a huge ministry, and that became his passion. So again, I have a ton of respect for this dude and just his story and what he became through it all.
River does too. Oh, and that book was only $2.
Yeah, $2. This is a biography on Ronald Reagan. I've seen plenty of biographies on Ronald Reagan. I think there's like a dozen of them. It's by Kenneth Walsh. I looked it up, and on Amazon it had pretty good reviews. I mean, like 4.5 out of 5 stars. So I figured $2. Why not? I think it was like $12 on Amazon or something. So is that poop?
Ew, no.
Is that human
I
poop?
don't think so, baby.
Are you sure?
Yes. Your worst nightmare about used books just came true.
I know. I just opened the page, and there was like a brown like thumb, like fingerprint.
No.
Someone got poop in my book.
No. It's disgusting.
Someone pooped in the book. Yeah, so this is $2. Biography on Reagan. Looks interesting. And we'll let you know what we think of these books too, like after we read them. We want to do more book videos.
Your turn.
Your head all dinky, 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 dinky.
This is my last book, and this was actually the first book that I found. I just thought it was really fun. It's called Tea and Inspiration by Mary Pylens Hampton. It was only $2, and it's actually really cool because if you don't know, I love tea, and I love like afternoon tea time and everything. This has different like little recipes, tea recipes and stuff like that. And then there's also little devotionals with scripture. And there's like all different kinds of things. Like it's all about celebrating. So this one's celebrating our honor in Christ. And then there's a little recipe that goes with it, the devotional. So cool. Celebrating.
Oh, those look good.
Like there's all different stuff. Like it's just really cool. Celebrating the desires of your heart. Celebrating busyness. Celebrating abundant giving. I just thought it was such a unique book. I've never seen anything like this. And it's definitely an older book. But I just thought that was fun, and I can't wait to check it out and try it.
Okay, next I'll kill two birds with one stone here. I have 2 books left. And these are 2 books by Bill O'Reilly. And I like Bill. I like Bill O'Reilly. You know, some things he says and does are...
We don't necessarily agree with.
Yeah. Okay, Lisa had to jump over and feed River real quick, so she'll come back and finish out the video with me. But, so again, these are books by Bill O'Reilly, and like I was saying, you know, we like some of what Bill O'Reilly says, some things we don't, but his books are supposed to be really good. And I got Killing Lincoln and Killing Reagan. Killing Lincoln, the shocking assassination that changed America forever. I'm fascinated to read this. And Killing Reagan, the violent assault that changed a presidency. So I'm very excited to read these. Again, on Amazon, they have like 4.5 or more stars out of like 6,000 reviews, thousands of reviews. So yeah, very excited to read these. And each of these, okay, Killing Lincoln was $2. Killing Reagan was $3. So I got both of these for $5 altogether. Just killing Reagan or Lincoln. One of these is $33 on Barnes & Noble. The other one is $26 on Barnes & Noble. So if you think about it, that would be almost $60. Almost $60 for both of these books at Barnes & Noble. I got them, literally it looks like you just picked them up off of the Barnes & Noble shelf. Aren't these in like incredible condition?
They look like they haven't even been read or used or anything. It looks like somebody probably got it as like a gift and then like never read it.
And then went and turned them in, because these books are spotless. They're in mint condition, I would say. I got them for $5. I literally saved like $50 on these books. That's crazy.
Yeah. And you've been wanting those for like since they've come out, basically.
Exactly. That's the books we got this month. What we would like to do is go check out that bookstore like every month and then pick up, you know,
another haul
and do another video and stuff.
And we like to take you guys with us to the bookstore next time, so like there'll be a little vlog and haul if you guys are interested. So let us know if you guys want to see future book hauls, or if you guys want to see videos on what we're currently reading, because we like reading books off our Kindle and we listen to audiobooks too through Audible, so we have like tons of stuff we could talk about with that.
And let us know, is there any cool books that you picked up at like secondhand stores?
Yeah.
Or used bookstores recently? Maybe we could check them out too.
And we'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.
Little doo-doo.